I'm going to be showing you guys a crazy tier 3 farming schematic guide that'll help you get the schematics that you're wanting. Now for the weapon, you want to be using the Lockwood 680. This thing is completely busted when you pack a punch it. I'm going to be showing you the build on screen right now, so just copy that, pause it if you have to, and just build this. This is the only weapon you need to bring in. This thing is nuts. Now for your loadout, you want to make sure you have a decoy grenade, a throwing knife, and the ether shroud. For your perks, if you have any that you can craft them. If you have any pack-a-punch crystals, bring them in too. If you don't worry, you don't need it. But if you do, you may as well bring them in anyway. Now this is what I was talking about with the Lockwood 680. As you see with the slug rounds, it shoots one, and one slug round by itself is strong, but when you pack a punch it, you're going to be shooting 10 slug rounds. And when you aim in, the spread is very tight, and this thing is busted. Just trust me. If you get legendary Aether tool on it and tier 3 pack-a-punch, you're going to be dropping anything you come across with ease. Now straight off the rip for this guide, I would recommend doing a couple contracts. It doesn't matter what contracts you do, you just want to do a couple contracts to get some money to pack-a-punch your weapon. If you did bring a crystal in, then you may as well still do a couple to get pack-a-punched for level 2. After you've got a bit of cash together, you want to do an escort contract and you want to pick up the chunks of flesh. Now I found these guys doing the escort contract, so I just decided to help them and pick up their chunks of flesh. The thing with the escort contract is when the actual buggy, or whatever you want to call it, runs into the zombies, it's pretty likely that they're going to drop chunks of flesh. So you want to just do that contract, get 3 chunks of flesh, and you may as well finish it and get some more money. Now at the end of them finishing this contract, there was a doghouse here, so I did just decide to get my dog here. Obviously, if you don't know, the dog is super busted. It'll kill the zombies for you. If you go down, it'll also revive you, so it's pretty necessary for when we're entering tier 3. Now don't worry if you guys don't come across a doghouse. I'm going to show you where one is in tier 3. It's a guaranteed spawn, so you will be able to just get it there on the way. It doesn't matter. So now we're ready to make our way into tier 3. You can get there by either zip lining using a rift portal or just simply driving into there. Don't be scared, you guys will be alright. You don't have to fight the zombies, we're just going to be avoiding them. If you get into a tricky situation, you can use your field upgrade or your decoy grenades to get out, so don't worry about that. I'm going to show you right now on map where the guaranteed doghouse spawn is. So guys, if you don't have your dog yet, you want to come here straight away and get your dog. This thing will save you a ton during this whole process, so make sure you get him. Now I'm sure a lot of people know that the deliver the cargo contract in tier 3 is probably the easiest to do, but the only problem is it's not always there, and we're trying to focus on doing more than one contract in one match so we can get ourselves a higher chance of getting more rare schematics. If you didn't know the deliver the cargo method, it's so super easy. You don't even need a weapon. All you really need is a decoy grenade, and straight off the rip you can just fly into tier 3, grab the contract, run over to the garage, throw a decoy grenade down, open the garage, jump in the car, and then deliver the cargo, and you're going to get your reward straight at the end there. Now guys, while we finish this contract off, if you guys could do me a huge favor, drop a like, consider subscribing. It'll mean a lot to me and it'll help the video out a ton. I've got a lot more content coming for you guys. Also, if you want to check out the Discord, link will be in the description down below. You guys can look for players to find in there, and gonna have a few giveaways in the future, maybe some nuke skin giveaways when that comes out in Warzone. So as you're seeing on screen right now, there'll be a ton of zombies waiting for you. You just run them over, deliver the cargo, and there's your rift, and hopefully you guys will get some good rewards if you didn't know this method, but we're not focusing on that. We're going to be doing more than one contract a match. Now that we're in tier 3, we've got our dog, we've got our weapon. You want to pack-a-punch it if you haven't pack-a-punched it, so head to the pack-a-punch. Make sure you pack-a-punch this shotgun. You're going to see how busted it is. Also, look around in tier 3. As you see, I'm looting here. I end up finding a 3-plate vest. It is pretty common in tier 3, so don't be afraid to just loot around and look for these better items that are going to make it a lot easier for you. Now the reason we bring a throwing knife is because it's busted. It can 1 to 2 hit the tier 3 zombies. If they have armor, it's 2 hit. If they don't, it's 1 hit. So if you get in a tricky situation and you need to use that, you've got your throwing knife, so don't be afraid to throw that out as well. Now that we have this full loadout, we're set up, we're ready to go. We want to focus on the spore control contracts, the deliver the cargo contracts, and the raid weapon stash contracts. Now you can do the bounty contracts, but you want to make sure you have a turret mod, because this is going to help you kill the bounty 10 times easier with that. Otherwise, I wouldn't recommend doing that. I'd just recommend focusing on these other contracts. I personally find the spore contracts to be fairly easy, and I'm pretty confident in doing several of them a game, and I think a lot of you guys will find them easy too. You just got to move around, dodging the zombies and just working them. The dog will help you out a ton, guys. It makes such a huge difference. As you see here, I just completed the spore contract and I got the ray gun schematic, so hopefully you guys will get some wicked loot like this. Like I said, you have your decoy grenades as well, and there's a lot of ammo crates. As you see, there's one in the middle right now where I am now, so you can just get them back and forth. So if you do get into a tricky situation, you can throw them down, and you also have your field upgrade, which will make you invisible to get away from the zombies. Now, you're not always going to get good loot doing this, but we're able to do several contracts with this setup, and I hope you guys get a ton of loot. I hope this video has helped. Make sure to drop a like. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.